The old man threw all the walnuts into the water and said to the boy standing nearby, "The ones that float to the surface are bad, and the ones that sink to the bottom are good." Tony immediately pulled out his notebook and started writing everything down. That's when the old man realized the boy had come to learn his secret method. He held out his hand and asked for payment, but Tony's pockets were completely empty. He quietly returned home, but he had already made a decision. From now on, he would learn everything by himself. He bought a sack of walnuts and began experimenting. He picked up a few tips from an old lady sitting by the roadside and secretly tasted the sweet syrup his neighbor was making when he wasn't looking. Then he went home and started working on his own secret recipe. But the first experiment ended in complete disaster. The moment he dropped the walnuts into the pan, they started exploding like popcorn, scattering across the entire room. But Tony was not the type to give up. He had made up his mind that he would succeed no matter what. After countless failed attempts, he finally created his first perfect batch of walnut candy. He let his butler taste it first, then his family. Everyone loved the flavor, so he rented a small stall in the mall. At first, very few customers stopped by. Then one day he noticed a man collecting donations outside a public restroom and suddenly got a brilliant idea. He immediately moved his stall to the entrance of the parking area, where almost everyone heading home ended up buying something to take with them. The result was unbelievable. The very next day, long lines began forming in front of his stall. But fate had another surprise waiting for him. The mall management sent him a notice saying that the smoke from his walnut roasting machine had damaged the ceiling, and the stall would have to be removed. Tony tried everything he could to hide the evidence, but nothing worked, and eventually he was forced to leave the mall. He returned home and started packing up his equipment when his mother delivered another piece of bad news. His father's company had gone bankrupt, and within a few days, the entire family would have to move in with relatives. Tony even applied for a passport to leave the country. But then, all of a sudden, he changed his mind. Because he no longer wanted to run away, he wanted to stay and rebuild his business from the ground up.